Good evening and a warm welcome to NTA Parliamentary News. I am Reina Obase. Top stories. Senate to reconsider Women and Gender Equality Bill as the 9th Assembly winds up.
The bill seeks to address several forms of issues bedeviling men and women in their constituencies.
Plus, President Tinubu's inaugural speech in focus.
We cannot afford to lose the peace that we have been clamoring for.
3 bills on women and gender equality were among the Constitution Alteration Bill that did not make it to the state assemblies. 1 week to the end of the 9th Assembly, the Senate is reconsidering the Gender Equitable and Opportunities Bill. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Opo reports.
The first item on Senate order of the day was the executive request for payment of judgment debt. There was objection from some senators, led by Senator George Sekibo, demanding that it should be stepped down for the 10th Senate to consider, but the presiding officer ruled otherwise.
Bringing debt loads at the closing point of a vacating Senate, it is not the right thing.
But whatever the merits or the demerits, I think all of those arguments should be presented before the committee. Therefore, I will put it to vote. Those in favor that this be referred to the Committee on Local and Foreign Debt say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Senator Biodun Olujimi once again presented the Gender Equitable and Opportunities Bill before the Senate, ruling out its anticipated contributions to the empowerment of Nigerian women as the bill passed second reading.
The bill seeks to address several forms of issues bedeviling men and women in their constituencies, in issues of land ownership, inheritance, education, employment, and rising tide of sexual, gender-based violence.
That areas that are controversial should not be included in the provisions of this bill. So, and I'm saying that in her submissions here, in her submission here, she has not made those areas, she did not tell us what she has seen.
We debated extensively, and the agreement which the Senate President communicated was that we should allow her to consult, and after consultation, bring it back, and they will put it to vote without further debate.
Federal Investor of Petroleum Technology, Ohaji Egbema, and the Federal Investor of Science and Technology, ONIMO, Imo State Establishment Bills, sponsored by Senator Rochas Okorocha, also passed second reading. Senate adopted the report of its Committee on Public Accounts, which recommended, among other issues, that the executive should address emergency expenditures through supplementary budget and not from service-wide votes. It also adopted the report of its ad hoc committee on the recovery of ground rates due to federal government.
The minister, when we went to them, when we met with him, said the land registry domiciled in the ministry is being digitalized, due to be commissioned in May, that this will promote efficiency and ease of doing business with the ministry.
Senate paid tribute to late Raymond Dobesi, founder of African Independent Television and Ray Power FM, who died Monday this week. It urged the federal government to immortalize him as moved by Senator Francis Ali Mihena. 2 senators resigned their membership of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Matthew Urogide, representing Edo South, with immediate effect, while that of Ayo Akinyelure, representing Ondo Central, is to take effect from 11th of June 2023. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
Again on legislative matters, a legislation that will add impetus to the fight against trafficking and abuse of drugs in Nigeria has been approved by the House of Representatives. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that the amendment grants the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency power to review penalty on drug-related offenses in Nigeria. The report.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency Amendment Bill was forwarded from the Senate for concurrence. The bill, earlier passed and forwarded to the Executive for assent, was however sent back to the National Assembly for necessary corrections. The new provisions would enable the NDLEA establish laboratories, update the list of illicit drugs, and prosecute offenders.
What was the provision before? What was the term of years there, so that we can understand the justification Because I think that possession, which could come in any way, is fairly draconian.
The life being destroyed in comparison to the punishment they are not close to. You now imagine your brother turned into a mad person on the street. From productivity to uselessness and hopelessness. I think we should support the government to do the right thing.
Bill to grant the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission to enforce its power to monitor and disburse revenue from the Federation accounts in conformity with constitutional provisions was also approved.
The existing act does not enable the authority, give them the ennoblement to properly enhance the process. So this act is seeking to give them that ennoblement to make it easier for revenue mobilization for national development. 7
bills were read for the third time and passed, among them bill to establish the Microbiology Council of Nigeria.
To provide for the council of its membership and to promote and foster the practice of microbiology in the Federation and for related matters.
The House also passed the bill to establish Federal College of Health Technology, Beni Sheikh, Borno State, sponsored by Usman Zanna. Meanwhile, House Ad Hoc Committee investigating operations of real estate developers in the Federal Capital Territory has submitted its report for consideration. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Less than 2 weeks to the inauguration of the 10th National Assembly, stakeholders of the APC are appealing to elected lawmakers to respect party supremacy on the choice of presiding officers for the 10th Assembly. At a press briefing in Abuja, the APC Progressive Mandate Alliance stressed that the nominees for the position of President of the Senate and Speaker of the House of Representatives were selected to ensure balance and implementation of mandate for the benefit of Nigerians.
The Tinubu-led administration needs to be supported at all levels. The subsequent emergence of these two respected individuals as President of the 10th Senate and Speaker of the 10th House of Representatives is for equity, fairness, and justice, and the balance of our political equation who have been put to rest.
Before the general polls, we committed ourselves to the Almighty Allah to give us wisdom to vote for a right candidate who will move this country forward, who will unify this country.
These people are the people, the mandate people, the people that we know they can work with our president.
It's nothing but an issue of experience and knowledge about the working of the National Assembly. Actually, we in our movement, Progressive Mandate Alliance, we are all party faithful. I will always go with the agenda or the manifesto of the party.
Away from that, the diplomatic corps has once again emphasized the importance of peace in ensuring growth and development of any society. These points reiterated at the inauguration of the Nigerian Secretariat of the International Peace Commission in Abuja. Ekene Ndulue reports.
A gathering of diplomats, government officials, and traditional rulers brought together by the belief that increasing agitations in Nigeria and indeed Africa can be resolved through peace processes.
We declare this gigantic office of IPC open.
The International Peace Commission in Nigeria believes that with the coming alive of its secretariat in Abuja, its mandate of restoring peace in conflict areas and upholding the Declaration of Human Rights of Individuals have received a big boost.
We are ready to work with the government, the incoming government, with all sincerity. And the peace we are looking for, by the special grace of God, we will achieve that peace.
The organization says it is working towards establishing its presence across the 36 states of the Federation.
As traditional rulers, one of our main criteria of work is bringing peace to the community. So we see IPC as a partner.
Organizations like this will help to contribute to the effort towards
creating the environment that will engender peace.
As the guests take their leave, they are convinced that the International Peace Commission in Nigeria has a huge task ahead, one that requires collaboration with key players in the peace process. In Abuja, Ekene Ndulue, NTA News.
I have with me in the studio Ambassador Hussaini Kumasi, Head of Mission International Peace Commission in Nigeria. So you're welcome to our news.
Thank you.
Okay, looking at the background reports we had, the International Peace Commission in Nigeria has consistently emphasized that there is no development without peace. And our focus now is on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's inaugural speech. Do you expect this administration to give the needed attention to agitations in almost all zones in the country?
Thank you very much. It's a very straight one. The President's inaugural speech was a very direct and a welcoming speech. Peace, as I always say, is very cheap when enjoying it, and it's very expensive when you lose it. Agitation. The President should go back to the drawing board. What actually brought the agitation? You should make sure that the cries of those agitating are heard and adequate measures should be taken. Because there can never be an agitation without being aggrieved. So something is wrong somewhere, and this is the time we have to get it right. The people agitating, what brought the issue of agitation? Marginalization or what? The President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is a good listener, and things like this I know he will be able to tackle it squarely. Nigerians don't need war anymore. We want peace.
Okay, from your own perspective now, can you give us an idea of what shape you expect the peace process to take in Nigeria in the coming days?
Of course, all-inclusive, traditional rulers, the security agencies, the communities should have a master plan, a template of a kind of committees to reach out to these worrying factions. Peace in Nigeria, this time, be it from the IPOP, the Oduas, the Arewas, we have lost it, or we are losing it. So to me, we should reach out to the traditional institutions first and map out a drawing board on the way forward. Peace in Nigeria is something that we must achieve, because if we allow it to go other way, I'm afraid, God forbid, it will be a different ball game.
Okay, lastly now, the Nigerian Secretariat of the International Peace Commission has just been inaugurated. The question is, what next? What is the Commission bringing to the peace process?
Well, our main focus is youth, because Nigeria has the highest number of youths, over 200 million. And out of the 200 million Nigerians, over 100 and almost 150, thereabout, are the youths. So we have to get it right with the youths. They are the ones that are misled. They are the ones that always go on protest to satisfy some selfish individuals. The youth of this time are the most talented youth we are having in Nigeria, yet misled. So they are using their talent for something else. We, in the International Peace Commission, is to reach out to those youths, both in school and those out of schools, to have a kind of seminars and workshop, educate them on the need to achieve peace in the country. You can never understand how sweet peace is until you lose it. What happened in Sudan now should be a case study for Nigerians. But Nigerians don't want to learn. And we are praying, always looking at it. You want to tear the umbrella of Nigeria, let's rain beat everybody. It's not going to be easy. Wars don't pay. We have fought so many wars. Nigeria maintained peace around the world. Then how can you allow
We cannot afford to lose the peace that we have been clamoring for in the ECOWAS sub-region, in the United Nations. Nigeria fought so many wars, embarked on so many peace moves. So why can't we adopt what we are preaching outside in our home country? So International Peace Commission will collaborate with relevant agencies, be it humanitarian ministry, be it Ministry of Interior, Ministry of Defense, and other traditional institutions to make sure that we get it right this time around. Because I'm lucky to come from Nigeria and to head this international commission. And being a Nigerian, I'm serving a double purpose. One, be a patriotic Nigerian. Two, what the international community wants Nigeria to be. It has to be in the positive direction. So my own opinion is we all must join hands with the security agencies. I visited some of the security outfits and I brought out my master plan, the 5 years master plan on how to go about it to achieve that expensive goal, which is peace. So the International Peace Commission will embark on seminars, workshops, familiarization visits to some traditional institutions, local government areas, some areas in the creed, the areas that we can reach in the banditry area, we will go there. In terms of reaching out to those affected areas. And as I said, security agencies, traditional institutions, I always emphasize, these are areas that we take lightly, especially the traditional institutions. And this, it is hard time we have to bring the traditional institutions on board to get it right. They are very close to the common man, not the governor, not the local government chairman, the traditional ruler. You and I have special respect for our traditional rulers.
They govern the grassroots.
Yes. And I don't know why Constitution just give them little powers. We need them now than ever. So we will reach out to them and we'll bring out what we think will bring a lasting solution to the loss of hope. As the president said, renew hope. So it's part of the renew hope to go back to the drawing board where we got it right before and where we got it wrong now.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
On our news. All right, that is the much we can take from Ambassador Hussaini Kumasi, Head of Mission International Peace Commission in Nigeria. So thank you so much. And with that, we will go on a short break. After it, we'll return with more reports.
NTA Parliament is a dedicated 24-hour channel that broadcasts activities of the Nigerian Senate, Federal House of Representatives, and all the 36 state houses of assembly. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
Welcome back. In case you are just joining us, we are on NTA Parliamentary News, coming to you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital city. For the second arm of government to function better and effective, a bicameral system of legislature must be sustained in the country. These are the views of stakeholders at the first memorial lecture of Senator Ekpomoriri Lamai, held in Abuja with the theme Nigerian Senate and the Quest for Nation Building First to Fourth Republic. Muhammadu Rabiu Ali reports.
Right from the First Republic, Nigeria's Senate has played a crucial position in shaping the nation's political landscape and policy framework.
The paper should have established a distinction.
This lecture, organized by Lamai Foundation, was to x-ray the Nigerian Senate, the successes recorded and challenges from the First to Fourth Republic, vis-a-vis the contribution of late Senator Lamai in championing the national deliberation, effective legislation and representation.
The Senate is the think tank of the nation because it is a law-making institution And without lawmaking, the executive has no business, because the business of the executive is to implement what has been passed and assented as law.
Chief Senator E.A. Lamai played his part during the First Republic. Since then, successive generations of senators have been playing their part. Even the incoming 10th National Assembly senators have their own role to play in nation building.
Other speakers corroborated, with some having the view of continued bicameral system of legislature, while others advised for the restructuring of the system.
We are going to be organizing this kind of series to interrogate the processes of governance through legislation.
Senator Ibemorori Lamai was a First Republic senator from Isako Central of Edo State, who passed away on May 14, 2009. In Abuja, Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
The Michael Umudu National Institute for Labour Studies, partnering with the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies towards promoting labour education in workplaces and the country at large. This was sealed when the DG National Institute for Labour Studies visited the Director General of NILS, Abubakar Suleiman, in Abuja. John Yako has the details.
The Michael Imodu National Institute for Labour Studies is an institute that carries out labour education aimed at building capacity of workers and unions for industrial harmony. Established 40 years ago in Ilorin, the institute seeks collaboration with NEEDS to harmonize training of workers and those at the National Assembly for better industrial relations.
Interestingly, I think your sector is also organized, it's unionized. We have what you call a PASAN, the Parliamentary Staff Association. One or two occasions I've seen them also going on on strike, but it's important that we catch them young so that they know the procedures.
Director General of NEEDS did not hesitate to this, as he immediately constituted a technical committee to work out modalities for the partnership.
I think there's need for us to work together. There are a lot of areas of intercourse, and we shouldn't lose sight of that. I think I key into your aspirations, your prayer that we need to partner, identify areas of courtship, enter into MOU, and let's commence something.
Highlights of the visit was the conferment of the National Institute for Labour Fellowship of Professor Abubakar Suleiman and the Acting Director of Administration and Human Resources, Aminu Bello Duku, for their exemplary workers-friendly policy.
I so declare.
Within his first 100 days in office, you are all promoted. We can attest to the transformation you have brought back to this institute today.
It is part of the mandate of the Labour Institute to recognize chief executives who have distinguished themselves in promoting productivity. In Abuja, John Yaku, NTA News.
And with that report, we'll wrap up our news this evening. Thanks for being part of it. From the entire production crew, we say have a lovely evening. Remember to watch the rest of NTA Parliamentary programs on the channels scrolling on your screen. I am Rina Obasi. Good evening.